And I give you the example of one of the scholars that I was greatly fortunate to study with in Medina. Many of you do not know his name because he doesn't have any books in English. His name is Sheikh Atiyya Salim. Sheikh Atiyya Salim was one of the greatest scholars in the haram of the Masjid al-Nabawi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And he had one of the largest halaqas in the Masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. What a great honor. What a great honor that is, to be able to teach in the Masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And he would teach in the middle area. You know, these days most of the teachers are in the corners and peripheries. He would teach right in the middle. And it is one of the most blessed locations really to teach. Now Sheikh Atiyya, when I began studying with him, I thought this guy must be, you know, PhD from Azhar, this and that. He's one of the top scholars of the world. I had no idea. I was a young kid going in Medina, studying Islam, and everybody recommended his halaqah. I began studying with him. And I was shocked to discover his life story. His life story was that he came to Medina back in the late 50s, not as a scholar, not as a student of knowledge, but as a radio technician. Radio technician. The Masjid of the Prophet ﷺ had just installed microphones, had just installed an entire stereo system. This is in the 50s, right? Brand new, cutting edge technology to have a microphone back then. And because, you know, Saudi Arabia was not a country that had technology, there were no Saudis that were qualified to take charge of operating it, managing it. So they imported this person. His name is Atiyya Salim. He's a technician from Egypt. And he's trained to be a technician. And so he comes and he's assigned the responsibility of monitoring the microphones of the haram, and in particular the microphone of the greatest scholar of his time, and his name is Sheikh Shanqiti. So this person who was to become the Sheikh Atiyya Salim, what was his job? To set up the microphone, make sure it's working, wait till the session finishes, then shut the system down. So day in, day out, night, every evening, every day, he would sit in the halaqah of the Sheikh, and he became interested in knowledge himself because he's sitting right there. But his job was that of a technician. And sitting with the Sheikh year after year inspired him so much that he started studying on his own. And eventually, he quit his job to become a full-time student with the Sheikh. And eventually, when the Sheikh passed away, the most qualified student they found to sit in the chair that the Sheikh used to occupy was Sheikh Atiyya Salim, who used to be the technician of the Sheikh.